Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? Today's video is how do you get into the world of Greyhawk? I've been asked by that by a few people recently, and I told them I'd be making a video on it. So here we go. Um, the first thing I would recommend is getting the World of Greyhawk, the Darlene map. There are several options you can go through. You can find a site where you can download it. You can definitely get the maps free online. You just gotta just search for them, and then you can print out certain areas that you want to use, and then you can go to different map making programs and just expand on that little area. So this is the gold standard when it came to map making back in the days. This is what set the bar. And Darlene, I forget her last name, but she did a really good job with this map, and it is huge. Okay, so I remember my DM. His name was Jeff, and the reason why I got into this D&D is because his little brother Joey and Jeff wanted, who was in high school, wanted to test things out and also play with his little brother and teach him the game. So that's how I learned to play D&D back at the age of 8 when I was living in San Antonio, Texas. So I started playing D&D in 1980 because I was born in 72. And I um, had this product for actually a long time. This is the first thing I had. I probably got this like in 81 because as soon as he started introducing me to the game, I got the box set, the Holmes box set, and even though we started playing with him, after a few years, it was just my group, and we just played. And the other big reason was we moved away a few years later, so I have like 2 years of really good experiences and stories with my boy Jeff and with my friend Jeff and Joey, but mostly with Joey. We went to the Cub Scouts together. And so it was like us and a couple of neighborhood kids learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons and enjoying it, having fun, um, trying to emulate my DM. And, years later, I have a lot of things that he taught me I still use. Like, I took a lot of shortcuts in being a DM because he explained the game to us on such a basic level that I just cut out a lot of stuff. I'll just give you one quick example before I move on and we get into the this map. Weapon speed. That was a big thing in like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the first edition, and I didn't include it. There's a couple of other rules. Actually, there's a lot of rules that I just was like, nope, and I threw it out the window. And to this day, I was like, whoa, you know, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. And so I didn't realize that at the time when I had the game because I was always like reading different rules. But if Jeff wasn't using them, then I didn't use them. But now I cherry pick like every other new DM does. And as long as you explain that at the very beginning of your campaign or your session zero, then everything should be okay. All right, so World of Greyhawk, try to pick this up wherever you can. Hmm. So, we got the Grand March and the Grand Duchy of Jeff, Ice Barbarians, and of course, the Free City of Greyhawk. Um, what I love about these is that they just give you short paragraphs and they just give you like the bare bones information about the ruler of this land, population, demi human, some humanoid, some resources. Like, what is this place? What do they generate? Silver, electrum, gold, platinum, and gems. That's what makes Greyhawk so wealthy, along with some other reasons. So be careful putting this back. Like I said, I've had this since like 80 or 81. So it's been a long time. I mean, I got the tape to prove it. Okay. So I would definitely get this. This is where I would start. Or the other box set, which I don't have, but I did have at one point. So it doesn't matter which one of those two you get if you want to play Greyhawk, or you just want to get it to help you develop your own campaign. Um, while Forgotten Realms is great for that too, this is just something to, if you want a little bit different spice. So the next product they came up with was Greyhawk Adventures. So they bring out some of the main characters in Greyhawk, in the city of Greyhawk and the surrounding areas. Um, Magical items. They introduce more spell lists from the Circle of Eight. They new monsters. So this really was like a little bit of everything. And the magical items are really unique. And I've always, like, when I'm looking for inspiration, I look to this book for how to create magical items for a region. Um, I will be going into in depth of this book once we get there. We're currently on the Player's Handbook, and we're slowly making our way through there. So hopefully next week we'll be able to get another Player's Handbook video. It's Eric's birthday. This was yesterday. Happy birthday, boy, buddy. He turned 50, so we're going to resume next week. All right, so you got the Darlene map, you got the Greyhawk Adventures. Oh, this beast. So there's like two of these. So, City of Greyhawk. Man, I love this box set. I'm not going to open it up and really show that much into it because I want to keep this video to about a little bit, like around 10 minutes or so. But we will definitely be getting into this bad boy. I love this. Greyhawk, city of high culture and low lives. From the high towers of its grand universities to the rancid alleys of its darkest slums, the city of Greyhawk awaits you. Center of magic and learning in Flannis, Greyhawk is also the home of powerful thieves, mighty warriors, traitors, ambassadors, and honest craftsmen. They all await you within the pages of this informational packet box set. It's kind of hard for me to read through this. A little bit better. You will get 4 full-size colored maps, each depicting a different aspect of the Greyhawk campaign. So you're going to get the city and the surrounding areas. The 296-page books give you a detailed overview of the city and a closer look at more influential citizens, which I've really enjoyed reading as a DM to help me flesh out the city more. And it's more notorious criminals. Yes, there are a lot of villains inside the city of Greyhawk. Many detailed, colorful adventure cards, which we're going to go into when we do this, provide players with short adventures in the city and throughout the surrounding realms of Greyhawk. So, if you want to make the city of Greyhawk your kind of like home base for your character, then I would definitely get this box set. This and the Greyhawk Adventures kind of go hand in hand. If I had a choice, I would go with the box set. And whether you can get a beat up copy of this, because this is going to start it's going to start getting up there. I haven't checked the current eBay price on there because I'm not looking to buy it. So the other part that really intrigued me about Greyhawk, as I'm looking back to what Forgotten Realm and the other things is, Greyhawk showed you how to do a war. Like they just this huge part of Greyhawk, kind of like not it. Hold on. It's not kind of like it did. It went to war. Like most of the world of Greyhawk just went crazy, and I think it was more inspired like by World War I and World War II, and so they give the players an option to be part of this battle, and the DMs, and I'll let you know, my players back when I was living in Fremont, California, and we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, They love this part. They love to be able to go into, like, short battles, and their skirmishing battles would change the result. Like if they won their battle and they won it by a high enough like point system that I kind of developed, then it turned the tide of that battle. And even though in history certain things showed that it went this way, I would, like, in my version of it, it tilted the other way. Or if they lost, same thing. Even though it says in the book that they won, um, they lost. So, if you ever wanted to include war into your campaign, this would definitely be one of the sets I would buy. And some of these, if you look hard enough, you can find these free PDFs, but most of them are just like pirated sites, so be careful. Um, but if you can find these cheaper somewhere, go ahead and get these. So if you're looking for war to add into your campaign, and they included a lot of adventures and 2 more supplements, which for me, I just loved reading those. And we're going to get into that. There's like the Marked Land and the Lands of Izu or Iuz. And so, yeah. If you're not into war and you don't think your characters will find this boring, then this is something you just skip by. But from the ashes, the dust has settled, the smoke has cleared. The war machines of Greyhawk's army have grounded to a halt. In the aftermath of the Great War, the people of Auric, that's the D&D world of Greyhawk, pieces their lives together. Some struggle to maintain their homes. Others pilgrimage to other cities, searching for opportunities and searching for answers. Who is the power? Which borders still stand? And what has been dissolved? Can anybody be trusted? Or the Scarlet Brotherhood agents infiltrated every inn and tavern? The lands of Greyhawk are forever changed, but provide more opportunities than ever for adventurers and danger. Characters of all levels find challenges intriguing. I know I'm like lurking to every alley behind the tree. So again, big map shows the new lines that have been cut with different borders. So if you're into war and you want to have a guide, this is the way to go. So the next that came up is The Adventure Begins, and this is the aftermath of the war and shows you where you can where to take it from there, like in the timeline. And a lot of players, this would let into like 3rd edition, so a lot of people did buy this point on, along with the Darlene map and the city of Greyhawk. This was cool. I don't keep it inside the book anymore because I'm, trying to save the spine. But it comes with all these 16-page maps of surrounding areas. And we are now at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe button, leave a comment below. The Living Gazir, I know I mispronounced that wrong, but this is 3rd edition. And so this is like a major update to Greyhawk. And so they give more information than you did in the Darlene map. So you got the Bright Lands, and this is a massive desert. And this one comes with a map. And what I also love about these were all the shield syndromes that you'd also get in the Darlene map. And this is how we'll end it. So this is the map. It's a smaller version, which I actually like, but I still like the first version. Try to get my face in so I'm not like these. Check my nose here. Right. So, you got this map. This is what's cool. If I was going to recommend the following products to get, it would be this. It would be the Living Greyhawk. The adventure begins kind of like you don't need to. Like these are things that you would, if you really wanted to get into Greyhawk. And it would be the city of Greyhawk. These two things are a must. Um, the last one, which I still recommend, is if you want to see where the foundation of Dungeons and Dragons came from. And so this map really helped young DMs like myself just, build their realms and use this as a guide to build their own worlds. So, like I said, these two right here are kind of like optional, where it's, the adventures. That's only if you are really getting into the city of Greyhawk. Um, if you want a more like modern version of Greyhawk, it would be the Adventures Begin and the Living Gazette, which I know I mispronounced. So with that, people, I hope you had a good weekend, or I hope you are going to have a good weekend. I'm going to the Comic-Con in Ontario, the Revolutionary Comic-Con, and so I'll see you guys next week. All right, people, take care.